Paul Rudd, Nick Jonas, sign me up. What was it like working with Nick?
Great.
What was it like working with Paul?
Paul's the best. I think what this film does so well is it shows two people in a room writing a song. What does that feel like? And I love the questions that it asks you, what it means to be a creative person. And
Hello.
How's it going?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Who are you with?
Mama's Geeky.
I think I've talked with y'all before.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just talked to you. Was it yesterday?
Yes. Oh, yes. Hello, hey, good to see you. Rachel.
Yes.
It's Rachel.
Yeah.
It's Rachel. Yeah.
It's great. Good times. So being from Texas, this being a movie about Texas, what does it mean for you to be here at South by?
Oh, it's an honor. You know, I'm a Southern boy, and I never take my boots off. I always got them with me, and it's nice to return to the streets of Austin. I grew up in College Station, so I feel like it's a bit treasonous being here because we got UT and the Texas A&M rivalry, but Giga Maggie's, and to be standing next to Iliza, who's from Dallas, and Josephine, our director, who's also from Dallas, and being a Texas-based actor in a Texas-based film, it's cool to be here in Austin specifically to share this film with everybody.
Yeah, how exciting was it for you reading the script, like getting all the Texas references?
Yes, all the lore and the jokes. We got references to Buc-ee's and Whataburger and Texas A&M and Kolaches. You know, there's everything that you want in there. You got. I think it's for Texans. You know, it's for everybody, but Texans will really get the humor.
It's for everyone, but they get it.
But they get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was there a scene that you were really excited to film the most?
I think everyone does have that.
There is a pool scene where my character gets introduced for the first time, and we were doing it as this long oneer, which, for those who don't know, a oneer is a continuous long take with no cuts. So Josephine sculpted this oneer that we did introducing my character, and I thought it ended up really cool on screen, the way that we ended up doing it, and I was really excited to film that for the challenge of it.
And then it worked out, right?
And it worked out. I mean, yeah, after a few takes, but we worked it out.
No, one take.
One take wonder. That's me.
Obviously, that's one take the whole movie, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So what, how would you describe this for people? What sets it apart from other comedies?
You know, I think to put it in the box of comedy is a little diminutive at times because I think Josephine captured a sense of realness in this comedy. It's not the glossed over, highly contrasted, overexposed comedy that we're used to. It's something with grit and heart, and it has drama and it has heart, and it's got some horniness. And Iliza, obviously being the stand-up comic that she is and so good at what she does, she crafted this story in a really clever way, but she also put the heart that she carries in her into this story as well. And that's what I think what people who are fans of Iliza will really get to see shine on screen.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Good to see you again.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be here.
Yeah, what does it mean to you that this is at South by? Because it is a movie about Texas.
Oh, South by is one of my favorite festivals. I feel like they have such a great mix of a lot of indie kind of grungy character and big premieres that people are excited about. And to be at the Paramount is, I've been coming to this festival since 2012, but I've never played at the Paramount, so it's a big deal for me. I love it.
Oh, that's so exciting. And now you'll get to watch with an audience and a South by audience.
Yes, South by audiences are the best.
Oh, I love it. So when you read the script, was there something you were most excited to film?
You know, I play a kind of pack of frenemies from Iliza's character's past. And so I think it's always fun to kind of play into that antagonist kind of role, and lean into some of the fun of being a little bit the bad guy.
Yeah. Well, is there something you love about your character, even if, she's maybe a little not nice?
Yes, of course. I mean, I think the movie is really from the perspective of person looking back and realizing that things weren't exactly how they thought they were.
Yeah.
And so, of course, when you look back as an adult, you say, oh, all those people were people too, with their own inner lives and their own interests. Yeah. And so, you can play into the kind of frenemy of it all, but in the end, we're all just people trying to live our lives. So, yeah, I loved Morgan. She's so fun. And we had a lot of fun barbecues. She has great nails. She's got, the whole thing.
I love it. Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, good. How are you? This is it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what does it mean to you, obviously this film very Texas focused, to be here at South by?
This is before we got into South by or Sundance or anything, this is a love letter to Texas. We all deserve to be proud of where we're from, and this is my love letter to millennial nostalgia, growing up in the suburbs. And it's a movie about an imperfect woman getting to be beautifully imperfect. And I wanted to write a movie where the woman got to have all the fun that the man usually gets to have.
Yeah.
It's layered, but we were very proud to make it all about Texas. We didn't get to shoot here, but you wouldn't know it.
But it seems like you did.
Sure seems like it.
So is there something that you were like maybe most, not nervous, but like you were worried it would be too challenging to film that you guys were worried about pulling off, but then you did?
No, I mean, independent filmmaking is scrappy and it's in the moment and it's on the fly. And so I think from the second we started filming till the end, I was like, are we sure we're doing this?
Yeah.
But we had an incredible director, Josephine Decker, who's also from Texas. She's not here today to be with us, but everybody that was there because they fell in love with the script and we wanted to make it, so we did. And that should always be the way that it is.
Oh, I love that. Then like, you know, being the writer and then in the movie a lot right there. But then like, you know, if you're like doing a scene and you're like, oh, we're going to need to change this. Are you like married to like the script knowing you wrote it, or you're able to?
No, you have to learn when you're working with a group. There's things you go to the mat on, and then there are things that you just let go, and that's the spirit of collaboration. I always strive to work with people who know better than I, and so Josephine is an amazing director, and she gets structure, and yes, I wrote it, but sometimes in the moment, the words that you wrote are not the words you should be saying, and you're bouncing off of other actors, and it was truly collaborative. There were no bad ideas, and the best part is it was independent, so we didn't have to ask any executives.
That's true. That is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I honestly cannot wait to see this. What would you say like really sets it apart from other comedies? I'm so excited.
Other comedies?
Yeah.
I don't know about other comedies, but I will say I want women to have fun roles.
Yeah.
So I always make sure to give women funny lines.
I love it. I
Yeah.
can't wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So this being a movie like set in Texas about Texas, what's it mean to you that it's here at South by?
I mean, this is like our homecoming, right? I think, I mean, I don't know if we ever knew that we would get into Sundance. We did, and it was awesome, but I think we always sort of wanted to bring the movie here. It felt like this is where it belonged. So it feels awesome to be here.
Is there something that you were like most excited to film? Like a certain scene or a moment that you were like, oh my God, I cannot wait.
Oh man, all of it. You know, like they did such a good job at scheduling us so that we weren't there forever waiting around. So it really was like once you showed up, it was kind of like bam, bam, bam. Come on. The majority of my stuff happens in a roller range. So like it was really fun, and it was funny because Iliza one day we got to the place and I was like, the set deck was incredible. Like this really looks like a fucking weird roller rink, and she was like, we haven't touched anything. Yeah. She was like, this is actually how it is. It's just literally how it is. So it was really fun, and to see the actual roller skate, like we had this clan of roller skaters that were so good, and it was awesome.
I haven't roller skated or thought about roller skating forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should.
I know.
It's fun.
It's fun. I remember I used to love it. We used to go like they'd have the after school parties. Everyone would go, you know?
Yeah. And then you're like, the slow song came on. I'm gonna roller skate with that guy. I think it's really cute.
You're like, I can't wait.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, just hold hands.
When you were reading the script, was there something that it like made you nostalgic for yourself?
Iliza.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean,
So it's not just the movie.
it's a great question. I really want to answer it.
Yes.
I think when I read the script, I read it. Iliza just called me and said like, because we'd worked together before, and she was like, "You need to come play my sister," and I was like, "Of course." And she was like, "Do you want to read the script?" And I was like, "I mean, sure." I was laughing out loud reading the script. I was laughing out loud, and that is when you know you're excited to come play the part.
Yeah. I can't wait. So I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I am so excited to see this movie. I'm obsessed with Bob Odenkirk as an action star. Can you talk about what it's like to work with him in a movie like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's for me. I find when Bob breaks out his moves, which was quite late in the schedule, we've done all the drama stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, you know, it's pretty impressive when you start seeing him leaping about.
Yeah.
So and he'd been quite like kind of. The character had been, you know, quite thoughtful and slow, and then it was like all these legs and arms flashing around. It was really great, you know.
I cannot wait. Is there something in the script that you were like, oh my God, I don't know how we're going to pull this off, and then you were like so relieved when you did?
Yeah, but it's a bit of a boring story. The thing is, the film has. I wasn't worried about any of the action. That was fine. But it has a massive snowstorm in the middle of it, and I was reading it, going, "Oh God, that's really complicated."
Oh my God.
But we did it, you know.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations on everything. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, I'm obsessed with you as an action star. It's my favorite thing.
Thank you.
I love Nobody. I love Nobody too. What is it that sets Normal apart from that, but still gives us that action that we need?
Normal has a suspense story that it's the first half hour is just this comic suspense of this guy in this small town who doesn't know, he knows something's wrong.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to look. It's sort of right on the peripheral vision.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to look, but he should. And then it all goes kaboom.
How fun is it for you to explore this side of you?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love exercising. I love stunt training. I love choreography, and I love the actual shooting of the stunt sequence.
How much of it do you do yourself?
I'm very involved.
Yes,
like the kitchen fight here, I created a lot of the kitchen fight in Normal. Yeah.
Wow.
And the bus fight in Nobody.
Oh my God, that fight is amazing.
Yeah, I was a big part of the construction of the overall and some of the specific points of it.
All right.
Yeah.
What are the odds we get a Nobody 3?
I think they're pretty good. Yes. I love Nobody. I know people love it. I think that character lives on. The family dynamic is relatable. The degrees to which we find ourselves estranged from our wives and our kids. And that happens in the course of a long relationship and of a family and the structure and pressures of a family. So I think there's more to discover there.
I love how you find your way back together in the end of Nobody 2. You know what I mean? It's so relatable and like, you're like, I've got teenagers and I get it.
Nobody 2, another thing I wanted was for Connie Nielsen to show some of her fighting skills.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of skills and she can do anything I can do. So she got to be a part of it. And Nobody won. One of the back subplots was the wife rediscovering her husband's power and strength. And in Nobody 2, one of the subplots was the husband rediscovering his wife's strength.
Yes. So good. It's so powerful. I love it. Congratulations. I can't wait to go see this one. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I know. South by. What does it mean to be here at South by?
It means everything. You know, I came up with this idea in 2009. I've been trying to get this movie made for over 10 years. And, being here with Vicky and Uma and Natty and Lana and Millie. And, have you ever seen this many women on a carpet? It's pretty surreal.
It's pretty amazing. And they get to be like badass in this. I haven't seen it yet. I can't wait. But I've seen, I can't wait.
You are going to die.
So give me a little tease.
It is for you.
Okay.
It's super violent, so I'm sorry.
No, I love violence.
I have a very sick sense of humor. But you know what? Vicky gave the movie so much heart. And it's a movie where you go, no one's coming to save you. And you have to take care of yourself. But if you have friends, you can get through anything.
I love it. That's amazing. That's a perfect message. Yeah. So where did you get this idea from?
Well, I was a dancer. And I used to take my ballet shoes and shave them down in class with razor blades. And I never got in trouble for this because I don't look like a threat. And so you go, okay, it's a character that's so underestimated. Let's play with this a bit.
Amazing. And I see your shoes are very on brand for tonight.
Yes, a little ballet moment.
Yes, I love it. Well, I can't wait to see it. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I am so excited to see this movie.
Oh my God, yeah, it's crazy.
It looks like it's going to be so much fun.
It's a lot of fun. I think people will really get a kick out of it. It's only nothing but fun. I feel like that's a word people use.
So I have 2 daughters, and I love a movie that shows an empowering side of women. So what does it mean to you that there's going to be a movie like this that kids could look up to you?
I think I grew up loving the movie Kick-Ass with Hit Girl, and I always wanted to play a character like that. And so when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I want to be badass. I want to be tough. And I think this kind of movie is really going to have the same effect on girls because it shows girls who are not trying to pretend they're not scared or they are scared, but they have to use and their resources, their own strength and mental strength to get through the situation that's nearly impossible. So I'm like, I hope this makes girls feel like, no, you are capable of anything. We are so much tougher than people make us out to be, especially, dancers. It's really showing a side of that world that's, I think, is really great. And I hope your daughters watch. It's very violent, though.
That's fine. We're fine.
They like that?
They're like 13 and 14, so it's like,
they're fine. That's who I want to. That's my demographic.
Well, you mentioned dancing, and I know you guys did like a 5-week dance and choreography training. What was that like?
It was, that's, I think, where we all became so close. So it was very difficult. I had a really, I'm, not as experienced as some people here, but I definitely had a great time bonding with everyone, and seeing the dancing is just fun generally. So I had a good time with that, but it was pretty brutal, long days, but worth it.
Amazing.
Worth it, totally.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Thank you
so much. Hello, congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
I am so excited to see this movie. What would you say it is about South by that makes it a perfect place for it?
Oh my God, I couldn't have pictured a better home for this film. Early before we even knew that we got into the festival, this is where I had hoped it would go. So it's really cool. I've been here before. I love South by. I think the energy of our film perfectly represents what this festival is about. And yeah, it's going to be filled with just amazing energy and hopefully a room full of love, laughter, and shock. Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait. So I have 2 girls. So I love, they're teenagers now. And I love a movie that shows empowering women just kicking ass.
Absolutely.
So what does it mean for you that you get to be a part of something that girls will look up to you?
Oh my God. It makes me emotional thinking about, it's funny, we've joked about this with Vicky, our director, but the whole time her word for us was empowerment. And we were just it became a joke, but realistically, that is the theme. And that's the message we want to get across. If I can inspire young girls in any way to feel brave enough to try something new or go for what they want, that's all I can ask for. So it is gory and there's a lot going on, but I really hope that especially young dancers see themselves in this film. And it's depicted in so many different ways. There's a million characters that people can see themselves in. So I'm really excited and hopeful that people resonate with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard you guys did a 5-week training ballet. What was that like?
It was heaven for me. I loved it. I'm kind of crazy though. I grew up as a professional dancer my whole life, and so I've put my body through quite a lot, and it was just so fun. And I was so proud of the girls who didn't have a dance background, who threw themselves into it and challenged themselves. And we worked together and supported each other. When someone was going through something or one felt overstimulated or emotional or whatnot, we got through it together. So it was really cool.
Which is what the whole movie's about.
Truly, teamwork and friendship. And I think I grew up as a competitive dancer and was kind of told to not be friends with your competitors and that whole competitive nature. And I've had to unlearn so much of that because I hope my one message that I can give to any young girl is work together as a team. Find your friends, support one another, be happy for other people's wins. So that's what this film, we see that art throughout the film. And I'm really happy that that message is in there.
Amazing. I love that because it's all too often we see women against each other in these movies.
Even people, when we first got to Budapest, they were shocked that there were 5 girls together. We thought you guys wouldn't get along. And I was like, what? That stereotype is crazy. We instantly became the best of friends. And still to this day, we talk every day. So those are my girls. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. I can't wait to see the movie. Thank you so much. Good night. Here you too.
Thank you so much.
I am so excited to see this movie. What is it you think it is about South by that makes this a perfect place for this movie?
This movie is just so fun. It is loud and colorful and high camp, and it's just so much fun. And I do believe that South by is a very, it's my first time here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's my first time here. But welcome. Thank you. But it seems like it's just a very fun festival. There's music and there's so many fun parties, and it just feels like it's full of life. And I think our movie is that. So yeah.
So I have 2 teenage daughters, and I love a movie that I can show them that shows empowering women kicking ass.
Oh, this is literally tailor-made for them, for your daughters.
Amazing. Well, what is it that what does it mean to you that women can look up to you, kids can look up to you for this?
It's everything. I never really imagined that I would ever be considered a role model in any way. And I can't believe that I get to be that for some people. I think little Lana would be really proud of myself. So yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my gosh. Okay, so can you give me like a little tease of what this is about? I know it's ballet and like fighting and like blood and what else?
Well, it's about teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, David. Yeah, it's about teamwork. It's about you're not gonna survive on your own. You have to lead on your friends, even if you don't think they're your friends. Anyone can kind of become a friend, you know. So yeah, it's about teamwork, and we're stronger together.
See, I love a movie. A lot of times, like, the women are pitted against each other over a guy or whatever. And so it's nice to see, you know, one about women working together.
Yeah, and I think that it truly, the most amazing part was that I've never been a part of a group of 5 women that are this locked in with each other. We have all different strengths and weaknesses, and wherever we fall, the other person will step right in. Wherever we thrive, we always lift each other up. It's been the most amazing experience getting to work with all 5 of these women and see that the teamwork started behind the camera and clearly showed in front of it.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I am so excited to see this movie.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Really happy.
What is it about South by Southwest that makes this a great place for this film?
I mean, the energy here, I've been saying it, but it's just like sort of electric. Like seeing everybody on the streets, like the vibes here are so good. I've never been to Austin as an adult, so kind of seeing it in a new lens, it's amazing. And there's so many great films playing here this year that to be in this kind of a company and to have so much like young Gen Z talent here has also been very, very inspiring.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So I have 2 teenage daughters, and I love a movie, you know, where I can be like, here's like women kicking ass.
For that. For that.
What does it mean to you, though, that like some will watch this and like, you know, you're an inspiration to them?
I will say they're an inspiration like right back to us, you know? I think we made this movie for all the like little girls, the teenage girls, the women everywhere. We're sort of inspired by their grit on a day-to-day basis. And I think that sort of is the foundation of this movie. And I hope that when young girls watch this movie, they sort of understand that like you can use any skill set you have to adapt to any scenario. Don't let anybody tell you don't belong or that you can't manage your way out.
Well, I love that. And I think there's so many movies where it pits women, especially like teenage women, you know, against themselves all the time. So what does it mean to you to be a part of a film that, you know, is about working together in the end?
I mean, I think this movie is realistic in that it like shows that when you put that many young girls together, like disagreements are going to happen, but that like the through line is that you can make it work, like you said, and do have teamwork. And I think unity is sort of the foundation of this film and kind of how they're able to sort of make it through the course of what is a very like tumultuous journey. And I hope that girls go to school and are like, damn, like we should stop fighting this much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So I know you guys did like a 5-week like dance fight choreo. What the heck was that like? How fun was that?
Oh my God, so intense, but so fun. It was also summer in Budapest, and like we just basically were like, we're gonna take advantage of this heat, and like our muscles are gonna be warm, but were we sweating? It was insane. But to be like, we would do ballet for a few hours and be amongst like the best of the best. And then we would get trained in fight choreo like immediately after lunch. I mean, it was so dynamic. And then we would have physical therapy after. Personally, like I felt like an athlete. I was like, whoa. I was like, it's kind of a high, like I get it. Like the adrenaline rushing through your body. It was amazing.
I mean, it got you ready for this.
I hope it translates.
You know, I'm sure it does. And then final question, is there one memory from set while filming that like stood out for you?
I remember one time we were all just sitting in the sauna, like post working on set. And I think that's when you're like literally and figuratively the most naked. Like you're after a long day of work and you're just kind of there like, cool. And I felt so comfortable and so happy to be there. And like, I felt so much gratitude. I think about that moment very fondly and very often because it's like moments like that really make the whole experience and all the blood, sweat, and tears worth it.
Amazing. I gotta tell you real quick, you're my daughter's favorite character from Mean Girls, so
Oh my God, that makes me so
she's
What's her
obsessed with
name?
you, Lori.
Shout out Lori.
Oh my God, she's gonna die. Awesome. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Nice to
love
meet you.
it. Yeah.
Thank you. Hello, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
I cannot wait to see this movie tonight. What was it that drew you to this?
That lady right there, Vicky Jason, she's a fantastic director. And really also just the completely fantastical idea of mashing ballet and survival action battle sequences together in a very realistic way. Phenomenal. I mean, yeah. This is Vicky. So anyway, it was just the fact that anyone would have the balls to take this on. I had to be there side by side.
Well, what does it mean to you that like this is about like a whole bunch of empowering like kick-ass women? Like what does it mean to you to see that on the screen?
Well, it means everything to me to see that on the screen. I think that's been one of the missions of my life. So to see it continue, thrive, and all these amazing young actresses have the opportunity to become that vehicle for other women and girls in their imaginations and in their dreams. That's what I live for.
Did you give any of them any like advice when you guys were on set together?
Don't you know, young people? They don't need advice. They know everything.
They think they do anyway. That's how my kids are. So, well, congratulations. Thank you so much. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I am so excited to see this movie tonight.
Oh, thank you.
What do you think it is about South by that makes this the perfect place?
I think it celebrates movies that take risks and are a little bit crazy and a little bit off-center, which is definitely pretty lethal.
So give me a little tease. Like I've stayed away from the trailer. I know nothing. I'm going into it pretty blind, but give me a little tease.
So a little tease would be 5 young women about to get their breakout in their career. Frost breaks down. They walk for help. They stumble across a dodgy inn run by an ex-ballerina on a vengeance mission, and they have to weaponize their ballet skills to survive.
That sounds amazing. That's literally right up my alley.
It's literally bonkers, but also at the same time, you do buy it and you do go with them.
Amazing. Well, can you talk about this cast? They're all so incredible.
Yeah, they're amazing. I sort of feel like they're a voice of a generation.
Yeah.
And they all have distinctive, unique voices of their own, and many of them have dance backgrounds. And so a lot of them did, all of them did some of their own dancing and fighting. And they created this sisterhood between them, sort of like from the day they landed. We ran this boot camp 5 weeks out. So it was like summer camp every day, and everyone did dance and fight training, and everyone bonded. And just watching that sisterhood, that's what the message of the movie is. Women helping women surviving, and led by the incomparable Uma, you know?
Exactly. I have 2 daughters, so I love a movie like this that teaches them like, hey, we can do stuff.
We can do stuff, and we can survive, and we can look out for one another.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we can celebrate one another.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
I'm
much.
so excited to see this.
Me too. All right. I can't wait for everybody to see it.
What do you think it is about South by that makes this a perfect place for this?
So I was like, I can't.
I think, it's very young. It's very new. It's very fast paced. So, yeah. And also, it's famous for this type of movie, It's hip.
Absolutely. So I have 2 teenage daughters, and I love a movie that shows like empowerment to women and like we can be badass. So what does it mean to you that, women and little kids could look up to you?
It's incredible, first of all. I didn't have a lot of that, especially I did not have deaf role models growing up. So I'm hoping to encourage more young deaf children to get into ballet, to get into acting, and to tell them that they can do it. It's not impossible. It's not a barrier that they can actually overcome.
Oh, I love that so much. So what was like your most memorable time on set? Because things get intense.
Yeah, literally, in a heartbeat. I think the most memorable thing for me was our big fight scene that we have towards the end of the film with all of the girls involved. It took 2 weeks to film that scene. It was really tough.
And on our last day of filming, we were so ready to just like move on and go out to the bar and celebrate.
I love it. And then final question, we see a lot of movies that pit women against each other. So what does it mean to you to be a part of a movie where they have to work together?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, right at first in the beginning of the movie, they're not really getting along so much, but they realize that they need each other to survive. And honestly, obviously in real life, it's not like that at all. As a cast, we all bonded so quickly. And I've noticed a lot of the crew saying, wow, we were kind of worried about how the girls would get along. And in real life, but we're all around the same age, and we're like, what do you mean you were worried about us getting along? Like, so I think it's really important that we work together and show that we can.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So what would you say it is about the South by audience that makes this the perfect place for this movie?
I think South by audiences are used to seeing things that are really creative and boundary pushing, and they're definitely going to see that with Basic tonight.
Yeah, so I love a rom-com and I love sci-fi. Blending the two feels like something so exciting. What is it like blending those two genres?
I was the composer of the film, so anytime I get to blend genres, it makes the music really fun to work on, and just playing in all the different worlds that Chelsea brought into the movie was really a lot of fun.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations. I'm so excited for this. So what would you say sets it apart from other rom-coms?
Abilities and God, I don't want to give away too much, but I'm going to. I think it's sort of flipping a rom-com around where it's really more about female friendship, and that romance that you can have with another, with a friend.
I love it. No, I think that's important because we always see women pitted against each other in films, so this is nice. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see it. Thank you. Hello. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what is it about the South by audience that makes it the perfect place for this movie?
You know what? I feel like people here actually love movies, and I also come to Austin for the TV festival. They love TV. They know who the producers are and the writers are. Like, they're not just in it for like the glitzy moment. They love the process, and so do I. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and I love a rom-com. I know you mentioned this is like rom-com sci-fi. So what is it like blending those genres and getting to play with that?
It's really fun. There's also some different time frames in this movie. So we got to go back and do the same scene again, or like in the past or from someone else's point of view. And it's like so much fun. And it really keeps you on the toes. You're in the trailer being like, okay, what year is it? As you figure out your hair and makeup and everything. So it just made it that much more fun.
Yeah, what would you say that like really sets this apart? Because that's something that's been done a lot. But what sets this one apart from other ones that mess with time?
I think that it is also a rom-com. It is also a female-focused movie. And it's really about friendship, so that keeps it so grounded and so relatable, which I think is what audiences are craving.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, hello. Congratulations.
Hi, how are you? How are you?
What would you say it is about the South by audience that makes this the perfect place for this movie?
Man, everyone's got their thumb in the pulse. Like, everyone knows that indie film is where it's at. Indie film is where it's at, and this is a festival for indie filmmakers. And we're trying to make film more accessible for filmmakers at all levels. The people here get it. Everybody gets it. We want more films made by more people, all diverse films, like queer films and films made by women. That's what we want.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly can't wait to see it. I love the idea of like mixing sci-fi, rom-com. What is it like to blend those two genres?
Okay, so I love to call it like magical realism in this way, where it just feels like the world that we're experiencing internally, emotionally, we're watching that on screen now in a very, it's so funny and it's so like full of life, and it's helmed by women. You can see it. It's a language. I think all women are really going to appreciate it, and I think all people are really going to love it.
Well, I can't wait. Congratulations. Thanks for your time. Hello, congratulations.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
So the first thing I want to ask is, what is it about the South by audience that makes it perfect for this town?
I would say the South by audience has so much energy. Like, it's euphoric, and they're able to really understand all of the nuances in the movie.
it's nothing I've ever experienced.
And then I love a rom-com and I love sci-fi. Blending the two is like bananas for me as a viewer.
Yeah.
But like as a cinematographer, like what is it like blending those two genres?
As a cinematographer, this was an absolute dream because we kind of have our base level of what does it mean to be basic, and then you kind of lean into your subjective of making it so extreme, leaning into horror, leaning into sci-fi, and you know, it's the beauty of visual storytelling.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Oh, congratulations. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Hello, congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
So what is it about South by that makes this the perfect audience for this film?
I was just talking about this. South by is especially cool because every time I've been here, the vibe has been very chill and very supportive.
Yeah.
This is not a normal studio movie. This is sort of a break from the pace, and I think that the people at South by will appreciate that more than most. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, I love a rom-com and I love a sci-fi. So like, let's blend them. Why not?
Sure,
right?
yeah.
But what is it like blending those genres? Like, and why does it work?
So hold on a second. Talk to me for a second about sci-fi. What do you mean by that?
Because like time stuff, right?
Okay, yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah. No, this is I guess that's true. Yeah, it's an easier way to like tackle the entirety of a relationship. You know what I mean? From the beginning to the middle of the end. It's a good way to like we're tackling before the relationship, during the relationship, and post relationship. And so that's it's an effective way to tell the story. You know what I mean? It feels more complete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see it either. I've only seen about 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, this is the audience to see it with for sure. Awesome. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Of course. What do you think it is about the South by audience that makes it the perfect place for a movie like this?
They're very smart. They're very engaged. They love comedy, and they get the inside scoop. I feel like that a lot of great writers and directors are trying to push across. They're very nuanced, and they're fun. Austin's a great city, so people are always rowdy here.
These audiences are always the best.
Yeah.
They're always so crazy.
Yeah.
What would you say? Like, I love a rom-com. What would you say sets this one apart from other ones?
Just Chelsea's very unique and sharp voice. I feel like it takes the rom-com and it flips it on its head, which is really nice. And she kind of took from everybody, but made it her own in a way. And it's super unique and it's super fun. I feel like audiences love it.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Nice
Thank
to
you
meet
so
you.
much. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
So what would you say it is about the South by audience that makes it the perfect place for this movie?
Nothing has ever been more perfect than this audience for this movie. And also to gas Chelsea, who's standing next to me. The short film of Basic debuted here, and so I think like the full circle moment of then getting to debut the feature version, like what is more special than that? And it's bonkers, it's fun, it's girl power. I think that South by is the perfect place for that. It needs to have some fun in it to be at South by, and I think the audiences are going to die.
It's amazing. What would you say sets this apart from like other rom-coms?
I mean, I think it's a friend com in the end. You know what I mean? Like, I think, and that's what's real for us. I think for women, so much of our romances are the friendships. And to get to, like, still have the love story with, like, the beautiful stars and whatever, it's like, but you get to see the friendships of this group of friends evolve, and that's really special.
Yeah, a lot of times we just see women pitted against each other, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Right, and that's like what they should be. But that's the whole crux of the movie is that in the end they're just not. Yeah.
Well, congratulations! I can't wait to see it. Thank you. Congratulations.
Hi, thanks.
So, what is it about this movie that makes it perfect for the South by audience?
I think because it started here. I think Chelsea Devontes wrote a short that was supposed to premiere in 2020, and it was COVID. And it's very full circle, and it's so great to see somebody that you love and trust so much, like, get their first full circle moment. And this is the first, South by Southwest was the first festival I ever went to with Joyride.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. I was gonna.
And it premiered at this theater, so it feels really full circle in a lot of ways. So I
love that. Speaking of Joyride, like, what are the odds of a second one? Because I'm a obsessed with that movie.
Oh my God, you'll love that. Put it out there now.
Listen, I'm in. I can sign all the petitions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, so first of all, have you ever been to South by before?
No, I have not. This is my first time, so I'm so excited to be part of this.
The audiences here are crazy, so.
No, it's great. Are you kidding? I mean, it's fabulous.
Yeah, what would you say about this movie that makes it like worth seeing on the big screen? Because I fully believe that we should be seeing movies in theaters.
I totally agree with you. We must see movies on the big screen. That's what they're meant for. And you'll be able to, all the characters come to life, especially my character, Mary Margaret, because she loves to give advice to everyone. And I'm hopefully the audience is seeing it on the big screen will listen to her, right?
Or is that like you in real life? Do you like to give people advice?
Well, no. I mean, if they ask me for it, I'm not going to just give it. But Mary Margaret, my character, doesn't matter whether you ask for it or not, you're getting it. That's it.
I love it. When you got the script, was there something you were like most excited to film?
Oh, I was so excited. I mean, Chelsea, the writer-director, just wrote an incredible character, and I'm thrilled to be part of it.
Oh my God. Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to see this movie. But what would you say it is that sets this apart from like the traditional rom-com?
Honestly, I think this was actually funny. I'm not a big rom-com person, so my first film to be rom-com, I'm more of a horror guy. It's kind of crazy, but this is really funny. Like, actually, and not just because I'm in it, but it actually is funny.
I mean, I can't wait to see it. I love the comedy aspect of a rom-com. You know what I mean?
It's really fun. There are also some great looks, some really, we had a script, but we also had a lot of improvising, so shit was just like off the wall.
I love when you're allowed to improvise, and I feel like you can tell when someone gets their character and they can really just lean in.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, our director Chelsea, she really just let us she said, here's a character. We'll try it once with the script, and then we'll try it once with the way you would think your character would answer.
Oh, I love that. What's something you love about your character?
Well, my character was actually written with me in mind 3 years ago, so I didn't have to audition for the movie.
Ooh,
Thank you. So the character, it reminds me of me in real life. She's very like, girl, let's get this show on the road. Like, no time for bullshit.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hello, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So what is it about this South by audience that makes it so perfect for this movie? Besides that the short was here too.
Yeah, well, the short was almost here. It was 2020, and so I actually never got to see the short. So it's really, really special to see the feature come here now. And South by is just so great for comedy, and comedy means the world to me. I take it very seriously. I love other people who uphold it as just as important as any other genre, and so I love being here for that reason.
Well, I'll tell you, every single cast member has talked about how you just let them play and stuff on set. So what is the importance of doing that for something like this?
So I learned from a former boss of mine, John Stewart. You prepare and have everything set and really set up, and then let them play within the confines. That's what keeps it alive, real natural. I would say 3 of our best lines were little improvs, and it also helps people get into the character and find different layers in it when they're not fully locked into a script.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. I'm so excited to see it.
Oh, I hope you love it.
I can't wait. Okay. Thank you so much. Hello, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So what would you say it is about the South by audience that makes it the perfect place for a movie like this?
You guys are wacky out here, man. I think y'all just let wackiness flow. I think this is the perfect movie for that. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see it. I love rom-com. I love sci-fi. Blending the two feels like a brilliant concept. Yeah, what is it like?
It's beautiful. I think from what I've seen, it's beautifully shot, and they let us play around a lot. You're going to get your feel on your wackiness. You get it.
No, I love that they let you improv, because that's always so fun, I imagine.
It was amazing. I think I did a full scene, 10 minutes of improv, just having fun. Yes.
Really?
So I think they pulled the best parts, hopefully. So
I was going to say, do you know? You probably don't even know what made the final cut.
I blacked out.
All right, well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What would you say it is about South by that makes it the perfect place for this movie?
I think that there's a lot of love running around South by. Like, there's so many people that are, I don't know, there's an openness here that I feel like the film is about being open with yourself and being open with each other and finding love in and for that. And I feel like so far my experience in South by has been that. It's a lot of meeting people and a lot of meet cutes. And, it's like genuinely a lot of love.
I tell you, that's how you knew it.
What is that? Song about love? Yeah, talking about the song called Love Language, and I feel like South by is just filled with love.
Where did you slowly study?
I love that. When you first got the script, is there anything that you were like, oh, we can't wait to tackle this?
Yeah, I think that usually I am the one being broken up with, and it's interesting to be the person breaking up with somebody.
You don't think I've made it?
I've made it.
I just get break the window.
Who could possibly break up with Chloe Grace Moretz, though? I
know, that's true. That's the most unrelatable
thing ever. Everyone's like, what are you doing? Are you kidding me?
And I love a good rom-com, but what would you say sets this apart from other rom-coms?
It's honesty. I feel like it's really grounded in its portrayal of love and, being true to yourself. And I think that there's such a grounding within it.
Yeah. What was the most challenging challenge you faced?
I don't know. Unique in the landscape of romantic comedy.
I can't wait to see it after their.
I can't wait to see it either.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my God.
We're excited.
We're going to have a good time. All right, thank you so much. Well, first of all, congratulations. So what would you say it is about this movie that makes it perfect for the South by?
Me too. I'll go ahead and press record.
Romantic, which I think
is Russ Milheim from the Direct. It's great to talk to you today. Congratulations for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Are you excited to see the movie with like the best crowds?
Which is what we all need. Absolutely. Deeply. That's exactly why we are all here. Yeah, absolutely. Now I love a good rom-com, but what would you say it is sets this apart from other rom-coms?
What do you think is the unique stamp that this movie places on the schedule? And why should people be looking at this film compared to everything else?
I think it just has a killer cast. It's awesome to see a rom-com, and there's a ton of like local comedians and rising stars in this movie. I think it's going to be one of the hottest pictures of the year. Sort of like
so that's a bold claim. I know. Not that I doubt it, but I hope it comes true.
We'll see.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations. I can't wait. Thank you so much. Well, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
I've seen you before.
Yes, we've talked. We have. Yes. Oh, thanks. Because you're always so good in everything you do.
Very sweet. Thank you.
So, of course. So, what is it you think about this movie that makes it so perfect for South by?
No, I think that there's something about it that is it's honoring the traditional rom-coms. There's something a little bit funky and a little bit weird about it, and a little bit like the not cliche version. Like everyone's a little bit weird or labor flawed, and this that I feel like South by embraces that.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. South by audiences are always so funny.
They're the best. This is my favorite film festival. It's the one I've gone to the most and the one that I feel the most like welcomed by and appreciated by, and the community is so much fun. I love South by.
I do have to pivot. I got to talk about Companion. You know how much I love this freaking movie. I love it.
Thank you.
It's so good. I am so mad that wasn't bigger than it. Anyway, I could go on and on. But I feel like, there could always be a sequel. I feel like you could easily come back because you're lighter.
100%.
Obviously a prototype. They got you. But would you do it? And what would you like that story to be like?
I would 100% do it. Companion 2, I would love me and Iris to be taking over and just like bringing humanity back to having the robots bring humanity back to humans.
Oh my God. Can we get this made, please?
Listen, sign me up. I'm ready to go. Boulder Light, let's go. Let's get everyone on board. Sophie's down, I know. We can't do without her.
No, you could not. No. But the two of you, I doubt. You are really good in that movie, too. Because I didn't see that twist. And then I was like, what is happening?
I'm glad you were surprised by it. I really love that movie. It was such a hard thing to make. We got shut down a couple times. Everything was working against us. We all love that story so much. Like, the fact that it just got made, we're all so grateful about it.
It's one of the best like sci-fi movies in recent years for sure. Absolutely. Of course. And then pivot back to this real quick. When you got the script, was there a scene you were like most excited to film that you could talk about?
Talking about the Dustman, right? There's
I don't know if there was anything in particular, like a scene that comes to mind, but I think like the character, how it was kind of like what we were talking about earlier, when what we love about South by, and this movie is like the anti-Disney feels like you're the stereotype of what you think of as like the LGBT best friend. Like we've seen it, all the cliche version of it, and the fact that Joey made it and the movie wanted to go against that, I thought was so cool. Like that attracted me.
It's always nice when you can like do things unexpected and not what people. Oh, I've seen this before. Now
nuances. It has nuances. We like things to be a little bit like like we haven't seen before, and a little bit unpredictable. And I think that was the thing that was interesting to me about it.
I cannot wait to eat. I'm sure I will love it because you're an ill. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks. Of course. All right. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So what is it about this movie that makes it so good for South by Southwest?
I think it's thank you. We all miss rom-coms dearly. I think rom-coms have kind of turned into a very kind of commercialized, non-cinematic experience in a way, because it's primarily like a streaming experience.
Right. It just but it looks great. So again,
this one in
underestimated.
particular harkens back to
But I'm on the direct.
romantic comedic films.
Congratulations on being there. It's very exciting.
Some social media.
Oh, right. Yeah. Exactly. No, I know exactly what you mean. When you were reading over the script, was there a scene that you can talk about that you were like, oh my god, I can't wait to film this. It's going to be so much fun.
Right. There's a lot of movies
Goodness,
here.
yes, of course. But I can't tell you. I get to get quite physical.
What is the unique
In this in a way that it was immediately satisfying, because I like to beat things. I don't like to beat people up.
Let me specify.
Get it out. There's this one. So
yeah, absolutely. So is there someone, and you don't have to name names, but thinking, is there someone that you're like, there's no way I could write the vows for this person. I couldn't be involved in this.
Is it someone?
Yeah, in your life that that was your
But
I don't know. I can't even think about that. Oh gosh. I'm not a public speaker at all. And my character in this is not either, and that is very true to me. For no one, I don't like talking to people out in the I'm scared of people. So I just
So it's you.
It's me. Oh god, it's terrible.
You're like, just thinking about it, I'm terrified.
I'm stumbling over myself. I'm really good at imagining happening now, and I'm already stressing out. I'm sweating.
I'm so sorry to do this.
Yeah, it's really
Well, congratulations. I can't wait to see this so much. Thanks so much. Thanks. Congratulations.
What's up? How you doing?
I am so excited to see this movie. It looks so fun.
Yeah, well, I think that's the idea. If you have a radical idea, like you want to kill your spouse, that's radical. And you don't even know what their favorite meal is. Your relationship's in pretty bad shape, and you come up with this plan, both of you at the same time. Something bad. It's not going to work out right.
It's a little toxic.
It's not going to work out in your favor. Either both people will die or something else will happen.
Well, I can't wait to see what happens.
Well, I can't either.
What do you think it is about South by that makes it the perfect place for a movie like this?
Because I think a lot of people have come up with radical ideas that aren't going to work out that well. Down here in Austin, Texas, at late at night, maybe having a beverage on 6th Street. They're coming up with some idea that you should never have come up with that idea. And they don't have a guy here who's in Austin say, dude, that's a horrible idea. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Well, when you were reading the script, what was your reaction?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. This is why it's kind of fun. In my role, he's trying to set up some alibi. And I'm going like, what are you talking about? He said the cabin is a very dangerous place. Someone may get killed there. We're like, what are you talking about? You used to run around as a little kid in your bare feet. There's nothing wrong with that.
You just have fun there. You know, I'm going, what are you even glad? You're such a wimp. You know, so everything works out badly for my son that's played by Jason Segel.
Oh my God. And what was it like working with Jorma? Because I think he's such a talent.
Well, I mean, I told Jorma, you know, because I'm asked to do stuff in this movie that's a little bit pushing out on the envelope of what the Actors Studio tells you don't do because it's unsupported. You know, I'm pushing the envelope, and I said, Jorma, I'm going to trust you, and we're going to go far off because it's an action comedy, and usually I work in action or I work in comedy, but not them fused together. So we managed that. I managed to find a great deal of trust, and he's worthy of it.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see it, and congratulations.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So
Be
much.
well.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm so excited to see this movie. It seems like it's so much fun. What would you say it is about South by Southwest that makes it the perfect place for a movie like this?
Because this movie is really off the hook. It's everything. It's thriller. It's maybe a little bit of horror. It's a rom-com. It's everything bundled together. And Jorma pulls it off in an amazing way. Honestly, I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it actually. I've only seen it from no. But I know that I laughed all the way through the shooting of it.
Yeah. What does it mean to you that you're going to get to see it in an audience like this?
This is everything. There's nothing better than being in a theater, being in a group of people reacting to the same movie, sharing the same experience. The way movies are meant to be, not at home.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I love Jorma. Like, he's so funny. Lonely Island is like my jam. What was it like working with him?
You know, he's just such a kind dude, man. And like, you're able to. Sometimes you work on shows and you do your take, and like, all right, that's good, moving on. But you really get a feedback. You know if it's good or you know you need more. Like you can really lean on. You can really go for it and just lean on him because he has such a good eye and he knows what he wants.
Amazing. When you were reading the script, was there one scene you were like, oh my God, I can't wait to film this that you can talk about?
Well, yeah, absolutely, charades.
Yeah, okay. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna be keeping an eye out.
And there's another scene like I don't know how we're gonna do that.
Amazing. Well, congratulations.
All right.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for this movie.
Same here.
So
I'm excited to be here because I actually fell off a ladder 6 months ago and had my pelvis shattered. So I'm just excited to be alive.
Oh my God.
One, but also I'm excited that this movie is coming out, and I'll give you your microphone back.
No, you're fine. What is it about South by that you think makes it the perfect place for this movie?
I had this moment where I was at Comic-Con with this little movie called Kung Fury, and it was this side room, and it was the first time that I was like, oh, this is what Comic-Con was supposed to feel like originally.
Mm-hmm.
All these big movies come in, like I feel like you can think of that kind of cynically sometimes, that it's like people coming in trying to like, you know, sell things to it. But this film festival, I think, is like true fans of cinema. Every time I've had anything go over, I've been in it 3 times for different things that I've produced or directed, and it's always been such a warm, like appreciative audience, and like it really feels like people who like love cinema and and it feels nerdy in the way that I'm nerdy.
Yes.
And I fucking love it.
Yeah, no, amazing. As a writer yourself, like when you get a script, what is it you're looking for, and what was it that excited you about this one?
I was excited that this movie stayed true to the original, but like I think for me enhanced certain parts of it that it feels more like me. I'm very similar to Nick and Brian, and I think that there's a certain certain kindness to the characters that I feel like it's been really awesome to sort of see Jason and Samara inhabit these roles that I think were so excellently played in the original, but it really gives this different vibe for who they are, for who our bad guys are, for it's really nice to be able to have the challenge of doing a movie where like you're threading all these needles, having the comedy, having the action, and so I was just excited when I read the script to have it feel like it was rung true to like the original and did a lot of things that I think are going to make it feel really special.
Yeah, I love Samara and Jason, so I can't wait to see them in this.
Oh my
I'm sure they're great.
They're so good. They're so good.
And I got to tell you, I'm a massive Lonely Island fan. My husband and I quote it all the time.
Yeah, what lines?
But I like sports and I don't care. No, that's one of my favorites. The video is great.
Thank you.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go on, and I just had sex.
Yeah.
Just in my pants. I mean, you want me to just keep going?
They're all so embarrassing. When you have kids, those are all so embarrassing. They're like every song's about like dicks and places and fucking jizz. I mean, like, yeah, I'm an 11-year-old now. Like, I can't talk about it all. I've had several people have been like, hey, my kid learned about jizz from you guys. I didn't explain that to them. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, our kids are 13 and 14, and we're like, let's not listen to Lonely Island around them. I'm on a boat's okay.
Yeah.
That one's all right.
I don't know. There's motherfuckers in that song.
That is, but it's better than some of the
That's
others.
true. This is true. Less bodily function.
Yes, thank you so much. Congratulations. So excited for this movie. This is like one of my top excited ones, and pizza movie too.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Some pizza movie love out on Hulu April 3rd.
Yeah. What does it feel like? You guys have 2 movies here. What's that like?
Stressful.
Overwhelming.
Also performing live tomorrow night. Too much. Too much.
Too many things.
Good things.
Good things. It feels great.
It's great. It's so exciting.
What would you say it is about South by that makes it the perfect place for Over Your Dead Body?
Audience.
Yeah, it's a chaos movie in a chaos city. It's like everyone feels like they're here for this vibe, which is like, that's what you want.
Yeah. I love Samara and Jason. I think they're amazing. I can't wait to see them together. But like, what does it mean for you guys? Like when they signed on, were you guys like, yes?
Like, oh, it's real.
Dream come true. Like Jason signed on first, and that was like incredible. And then when Samara wanted to do it, it was even better. It was so great, and they were so fun to watch on screen.
Yeah. Well, very few things ever really get made in Hollywood. So they're like, okay, your script's great. And they're like, yeah, sure. Like, it's going to get made. We're like, okay. Then like, Jorma's on board. We're like, what? Okay, that's real. And then with each passing casting, we're like, okay, all right, this feels, until the premiere, we don't know if it's actually real or not. So it's a good moment.
Yeah, what is it like working with Jorma? Like, he's so funny.
Oh, it's the brain. Lonely Island was such a massive influence on us. We all came up doing sketch comedy and like, so like we had like a shared language. And it was also just great to know that the director can execute a joke really well.
Yeah, and he kept working with us throughout the whole process. Even when it was his script and his to finish, he like was always texting us throughout the pre-production process and during it, and like asking for advice. He's very collaborative, which is like not super common with directors.
So it's nice.
It's very nice.
Yeah, and then when you're doing something that's like a reimagining of something else, it's got to feel a little daunting because you want it to feel new, but you also don't want the people who love it to be like, you ruined this movie. So what is it like finding that balance?
I don't know. You do your best. You try. I think it's just not changing things for the sake of changing things.
That's it.
It's like just being like, oh, this is an interesting thing I want to follow. And like as big fans of the original, it was easy to be like, well, yeah, let's not change any. Let's just take further the step we want to take further in different directions.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see it right after this. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, see you guys.
What would you say it is about South by Southwest that makes it the perfect place for this film?
Oh man, well I think especially for I want to say like a crazy genre film, I think South by is very inviting in that audience. I think they're an audience that likes to react and sort of cheer and laugh and sort of really go for it. So I think that's what got me excited. I think it's like literally the perfect launching pad for the film.
Is this going to be your first time seeing it with a big audience?
I saw it with 300 people in New Jersey for the test screening, and that played like gangbusters, and that was a very rough cut of the movie. So I'm like, I know that played well, so I'm hoping this is an even bigger reaction.
I love Jorma. I'm a huge Lonely Island fan. What is it like working with him?
Honestly, he's the best. I was saying that I'd say it's reductive to say Jorma's purely like a comedy director too, because I think he spent way more time making room for the drama scenes with the actors too, and so wasn't focused on just running bits or improv. I think he's really stayed committed to a great script that we had sort of developed. But he's a really special guy and a very nice, easy collaborator, and we had a lot of fun too. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Final question. Looking over the script,
I got one more thing on yours.
Oh, go for it.
No, it's just an interesting code switch because I think for a lot of his career was comedy first with genre, and I think when they had the very first meeting, I was like, are you interested in kind of slightly shifting that to let's go genre with the sort of comedy? He said yes, and I think you can feel that in the movie. It's not. It's like it's married to MacGruber and Popstar on the same line, but I feel like has a whole different energy. So I'm excited for an audience to sort of see kind of how expansive he can go.
Oh, I can't wait. I think he's brilliant. I mean, we've seen him do so many different things.
You can call him a genius.
Listen, he's a genius. Let's be honest. He knows what he's doing when it comes to stuff like this. And then final question, looking over the script, is there one thing that you're like, I don't know how we're going to pull this off? But then you were like, when it was all pulled off?
I mean, kind of pulling Jason Segel behind a boat in the dead of winter was a little bit.
That's a little scary.
A little nerve-wracking. And Tim also had to go underwater in the dead of winter too. So those are probably a little bit more of the
anxious moments that we did really at the front end of the sort of film. So I'd say those are probably the little stress points. But once we had that, I mean, every day was crazy, but like it actually all went very smooth and according to plan too.
Amazing. I can't wait to see it. I'm going in right now. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, first of all, congratulations. I've seen it. I love it. You're amazing. It's so much fun. But I want to talk about the like sibling rivalry that you guys built because it's really so good. There's like the little bit of heart there. But then there's the fighting too.
I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better partner than Sean. We had the best time creating these characters and finding out what their history was, how they walked, how they spoke. I'm working with the best.
No, you're so good in this. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Tessa with Mama's Geeky. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
So good. I can't wait to see this again. I've already seen it. I can't wait to see it with the South by audience. What would you say it is about South by that makes this a perfect place for a movie like that?
Listen to the people cheering as all of these lovely people, involved in the movie show up.
Yeah.
They're just like true fans of movies, and they really want to support and put their energy behind something that's quirky and weird and fun and challenging, and that's what this movie is.
And have a good time.
Yeah.
Together.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see it with the South by audience. It's going to be a blast.
Us too. We haven't seen the finished movie with an audience, so this is a first for us.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to talk to you about Elijah's character because he's so good. I love him, but he cracks me up this entire movie from beginning to end. Can you talk about like working with him to craft that?
There's so much of just like the words were there on the page, right? And I think the thing that was so shocking to us is that the sort of sparkle in Elijah's eyes that lends that sense of humor and satire to everything that he's doing. We love, like, he's the perfect person to represent like the bureaucracy of evil,
the devil's bureaucracy.
And it only works in the hands of somebody as brilliant and committed as he is, right? That role falls apart if it's played funny, and he's just is very straight and poised, and it's also one of our favorite performances in the movie. It's so funny.
It's so fucking good.
I mean, everyone's so good. It's like, you guys are a master at ensemble cast. I mean, between the first one and Abigail, like, come on.
It's hard work. I feel like we are collecting a troupe of theater kids now who we should just start pulling from the same group.
They're all so good.
Well, speaking of, like, okay, Abigail, what are the odds we get a sequel for that one?
I mean, we would love it.
We'd love it. We know there's more story to tell there.
Yeah. I mean, Joey lived.
I'm right. And I'll tell you what, that is one of the best delivered lines. And I wonder if you guys know what my favorite line ever is.
Is it Dan Stevens?
It's onion. Those are fucking onions, Sammy. The best line. Like, I can't even imagine what it was like be there when he on set. There's so many
being on set with Dan Stevens is the funniest fucking thing in the world.
Amazing. Well, I need a sequel to Abigail. I need a third one to this. So, whatever you guys do next, I'm there.
Love both.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Good to see you again.
Thank you. Hello. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, I got to tell you, I've already seen this. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with your character.
Oh, cool.
I got to talk to you about crafting him and what it's like, to be the lawyer for the devil.
Really fun.
Yeah.
And it was a kind of a blank canvas because there's not much known about him.
Right.
Like, there's no backstory. There's no real sense of context to how he became the lawyer. He just is. So, so much, I guess, choices had to be made to establish a sense of identity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking in an interview today, and Matt and Tyler were like, when you did Hail Satan with your hands,
so good.
It just came to me.
That's great.
There's some things that just sort of happened in the process that became a part of the character. But it was a really fun environment for that creation, and working with those guys was a total blast.
Well, you're amazing. So if there's a third one, you can come back. That would be great.
Listen, if there is, I would certainly love to.
Yes. Great. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Hello.
Hi.
Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm obsessed with this movie. I've seen it already. I love it.
It's a fun movie.
It's so fun. You and Sarah are so good together. Can you talk about forming that sibling rivalry?
Well, she just bosses me around, It's like, it's not much. It's like, right now, I think she would just tell me what to do.
You guys are so good together, though. It's so much fun. Like, I have a sister and I have 2 daughters, so I really felt like I saw the, when you care about each other and when you're, each other,
For me, Titus is so specific to this family.
you know, he's the lowest man on the totem pole. And, you know, with Chester and Ursula, like to me, he appears very vulnerable and childlike. And it's once those tethers break that we only then get to see who he really is. So, you know, we take care of it the way we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was it about this movie that really drew you to it?
Well, these guys, Matt and Tyler, you know, their filmmaking style. See, she's doing it right now. See what I mean? So I just love their passion for filmmaking and what their whole body of work. The kind that we made it. It's funny. It's scary. It's got a great style to it. There's music that I liked, and then you find this heart that like is unexpected. So
absolutely. Well, congratulations. You're so good in this, and I can't wait to see it with the audience.
Okay, thank you. For sure.
Amazing. Well, when I first heard about this movie, I was like, I am so all in. Paul Rudd, Nick Jonas, sign me up. And what was it like working with Nick?
Great. Yeah. It was really great working with Nick. I mean, it was kind of cool to kind of work with him in music. You know, that was a really exciting thing for somebody like me. But to kind of get to act with him and see just how talented he is, and he's a terrific actor. So the whole experience was really was cool and exciting.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so was Geeky.
Nice to meet you. Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
So congratulations. When I first heard about this movie, I was like, oh my God, I'm so in. Nick Jonas, Paul Rudd, like, sign me up. What was it like working with Paul?
Paul's the best. He's, you know, everything you hope he would be and more. And watching him step into this role, you know, playing guitar, singing, was so impressive. And I think it's going to just light audiences up. They're going to love it. And it was a dream to work with him and John Carney, our director.
Yeah, I mean, John's amazing. What's it like working with him, really?
Well, I've been a fan of John's for so long, going back to Once and Sing Street. You know, I think he's just got such a great understanding of how to tell a story that makes you truly feel something. And the use of music in his films has always been something that struck me. And I think that, you know, this one, it touches on a lot of great themes, ambition, creativity, family, and what it means to fight for something. And he tackled all those so well. And I hope people love it as much as we love making it.
Yeah. And what does it mean to you to get to, you know, represent musicians on screen?
Well, I think it's a big responsibility to represent musicians on screen, and I think what this film does so well is it shows the various sides of what it means to be a creative person, and what it means when you bring in the factor of the music business and charts and all these other things that become important. But perhaps if you just boil it down to two people in a room writing a song, what does that mean, and what does that feel like? And I love the questions that it asks you, this film.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations. And real quick, have you taught Joe how to parallel park yet? Good.
You know, Joe's doing just fine. He can parallel park.
All right. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you, yeah.
I'm good. I can't wait to watch this movie. Ever since I heard about it, I was like, oh, I'm in. I'm so in.
I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, I can't wait. So when you're writing this, you know, are you ever imagining it's going to be Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas?
No. No, you're just trying to write the best story you can. And then at the end of it, you step back and go, who'd be the perfect Rick? Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
Did he do it? You know, and then you send it to Paul and he says yes. And then you go, who'd be the, you know, we need a pop star or a musician, incredible singer, and a really good actor for the Danny role.
Yeah.
And like Nick Jonas is both of those things, and then some, having worked with them like so much more. And he wanted to do the project. Now, John, everyone loves John's movies. Yeah. And so they're going to read that script, and they fell in love with these characters in this project. So, yeah.
I mean, that's going to be
a dream come true.
That's what I was going to say. This is like dream come true, like incredible
talent to place.
Yeah. What does that mean to you to know, like, you know, that this is like a big deal, and it's at South by?
It pinched me.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What was the inspiration behind this story?
We wanted to tell a story about, the initial inspiration was telling a story about a middle-aged musician who wasn't a star, but was still, from 100 yards away, you could tell he was in the rock
business, but he lives in an ordinary house. He never made it, but music is still his 9 to 5. And once we started to explore that character, we were like, well, what would be really interesting if he felt that somebody had that he always had hit songs in him, but that if somebody appropriated a song that he had.
Yeah.
And then once we hit on that idea, all these themes just started flowing out of the story without us having to kind of stick them in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and we knew we were off to the races when that happened. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Thank you very
much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, pleasure. Yeah.
Congratulations, you're at South by. How do you feel about everybody getting to see this?
I feel great. I mean, this is super surreal, and I've always been a fan of South by. I've had movies play here as an actor, but never as a career like a filmmaker. So it's like an honor, and it's crazy.
So being on the other side of everything, is that a little bit scarier, or do you think it's more exhilarating?
Probably both, I would say. I feel like this festival has felt like just like a fever dream, in that like I forget that I did direct this, and like you know what I mean. I'm not like an actor part that's just like in the movie. Not that that's a bad thing to be. Still would love to be an actor. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of surreal. It's like you're doing the thing that you envisioned, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and you get to do both sides of it. So now you kind of know, you're like, all right, so this is how it is to direct a film. Will you continue directing after this?
Yes, I would love to. Yeah, definitely working on the next things. So hopefully those don't fall apart now that I've spoken about them on this interview. So yeah, hopefully would love to. Yeah.
I'm going to put all the positivity out, because this truly is, it's a fantastic film. Me and my other journalist friend who watched it, we both think it's just one of the greatest little coming of age films that people need to see. It's real, it's honest, it's heartwarming, it's a little raunchy. It's everything that all of us want. So what do you hope Brian is doing in his adulthood? Do you think he's well adjusted, or is it like the rest of us?
I hope he's not making independent films. I hope he's has a stable job. He's an accountant. No, I just hope he is the same person, like a funny, goofy kid trying to find out who he is. I think we never stop trying to find out who we are. So it's like, I think he'll be that when he's an adult too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations again. It's a great film. I'm so excited for audiences to see it.
I appreciate it.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm so good.
I say, do you want to hold it? Do you want to hold it?
I would love to. This is so cute.
Okay, I love it. I love when people get excited about this anyway.
What's your name?
Rachel.
Jacob.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to South by.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be here with Brian. I love this movie so much. I think people are going to love this movie. And yeah, we're stoked to show it to everybody.
I'm excited for audiences to see this one. This is definitely like, this is a festival for audience to.
Yeah.
And this is absolutely one of those films
Absolutely.
that needs to be seen by an audience. So tell us a little bit about your character and what drew you to him, or what made you go, I have to play him anyway.
You know, I was really drawn to the script first. I thought the characters are so vibrant, and my character especially, I'm like, this guy is so intense on the page, and I was like, I just have to get inside this guy's skin. So his name's Teddy Marcus. There's a class president race that's happening, and I'm the reigning class president. And so the whole time I'm just, trying to just hold on to my throne. He's a bit of an autocrat, a little bit of a tyrant. Yeah, it gets really intense. I love it. Yeah.
What do you think Teddy's doing 10 years in the future? Where is he?
I hope he's relaxed. I see him in like a meditation retreat. I don't know why. I think he seeks out peace in the future. He definitely doesn't have it in high school. He has such like a tight grip on life, which I think that was my way in. It's like, I think in high school you just have such a really fierce grip on life that you can't actually, process or enjoy or actually make good friends in that way. And so I hope it's a good lesson for everybody. Yeah.
I think he's the kind of person who, once he gets out of high school and sees how
Yeah. Exactly.
probably be like, oh,
No, it's that age-old thing. It's like, this is, to be brief about it, it's like, it's not that deep, but high school feels so deep. And I think we honor that, like the feeling. So it's in that with some perspective as well.
And that's what this this movie does is it treats the high school experience as like, we're seeing it from the kids, but we also have the adult perspective of being like, oh wow.
Yeah. And I love how in the adults in this film too, they're just as clueless, they don't have a sense of life at all. I'm like, this is so relatable. Yeah.
Well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh.
To see this. It was so lovely getting to chat.
Such a pleasure. Rachel. Yes. Okay. Such an honor. Such a pleasure. Yeah. Go see Brian.
Honestly, thank you so much. Hello, how are you doing? You need to get closer to that? No, I'm just gonna do a thing unless you really want to go. Perfect. All right. So first off, congratulations. You're at South by. How does that feel?
Fun. It's good to be back. I've been here a few times, and it's good to be back this year.
And this is such a fun movie. I love a good coming of age film where everybody's a little imperfect and we kind of go through all of the stuff that we all know we've gone through in our lives. We're trying to find ourselves. What drew you to this script and being in this film?
Well, Mike Scollins is a brilliant writer, and I loved that. And I liked everything you said about how everybody's a little imperfect, and Ben is so good. It just seemed like a good thing to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your character, since your relationship with Brian is a little complicated, we shall say.
Yes, I play Brooke, and I'm Brian's teacher, and he has a real bad crush on me, and I don't take him up on that, as you shouldn't. Nobody should date their students. And that was part of why I wanted to do it too, because I feel like there's a way to be a supportive teacher and like handle that situation and still do right by that kid. So,
Yeah, and that's something I love too, is you can tell that your character wants to help him. She goes out of her way to take him in and be like, are you okay? I know I shouldn't do this, but I just want to make sure that you're okay. And we need a lot of good teachers like that, I think. That's something important. And it's like, this film is just so honest. That's one thing that I really love. What do you want audiences to leave this film experiencing?
Just like a little delight and the feeling that you get when you see that other people are just as weird as you. It's a good feeling.
It's a great feeling. I felt both seen and called out by this movie because I can relate. I unfortunately can relate to Brian minus the teacher crushes. But yeah, it's like I think there's a little bit of Brian in all of us. So I think this character is this movie's gonna touch a lot of people, and they're gonna be like, oh, yeah. Well, congratulations again, and it's been lovely chatting with you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Miss Geeky, I love the name of this place.
It's my friend's outlet. I'm helping her out, but she's a geeky mama. Check her out. But I'm Rachel. Congratulations on South by. How do you feel?
Thank you. I feel good. In the white tee, it's my daughter, Sophia. She read this script. She's one of the stars of it. And she said, there's a scene some scenes you could do. And she talked me into it. And I'm really glad she did. She's really right. When I read the script, I was charmed.
Yeah, and your character, even though you're not in it for very long, you still are honestly a really essential part of the story, especially for Brian, because you're kind of like the voice that he needs to keep him straight, to kind of like give him a good foil, more or less. So what was it like kind of digging into that for that character and getting to do that with Ben?
Well, first of all, Ben is adorable and so spontaneous and fun. I was smitten by him, so I just let it come out. And one of the things that I like about this script is that all these kids are in crisis. They're this youthful angst, and none of the adults take it too serious. And I think my character is the same thing. He's going to be fine. He just needs to be here, calm down a little bit.
It's incredibly realistic, honestly, because you see these kinds of movies and they're like dialing things up to like 11 because they're like, we need the tension, we need the drama, like we need the stakes. But in real life, none of us know what we're doing. Like, we're all just kind of there trying to help each other and being like, it's really not that serious.
It's true, especially in high school. You don't know who you are. You don't think you fit in your body. You don't know what you're going to do with your life. And you think everybody else knows what's going on except you. But once you graduate from high school, it gets worse. And you'll carry that to the end of your days. I feel like a fraud almost every day.
don't honestly, yes. High school was so we didn't know how good we had it. As adults, none of us know what we're doing. We're just trying to get through the day. So where do you think Ryan is in 10 years? Do you think he is more adjusted, or is he just like the rest of us where he's like, I don't know what I'm doing?
Yeah, he's a smart kid, and he faces things head on. I'm talking about the character. I think he'll be fine.
I think so too. Well, congratulations. I'm so excited. This is honestly the perfect audience to have this film at. South by is the perfect festival because it is very much an audience forward festival. So I think you're gonna have a great experience tonight.
Well,
Hi. Okay. Okay, we're good. Do you want to hold the tiny mic? Sure. Okay. Congratulations. You're in South by.
Hey, thanks.
How is this?
Awesome. I've never been at South by. Crazily, I grew up in Texas, and I've just weirdly never had a movie at South by, so I'm stoked.
Oh my gosh. So you're kind of like living the life.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything or yet? Or
No, it's been kind of constant press. Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Definitely. So, I love Ryan. I love the character. I love the film. I love you. And you guys are great characters.
Thanks.
You don't take things too seriously.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your character and what you think out loud.
I would say that Donna, my character, is kind of a cool stepmom, and she's likes to tease, but also is very caring. Yeah.
She's obviously a very great mom. And
Cool.
she's trying her best, as we all are, which is one of the things. And so it's also just such a funny movie.
Cool.
Was there anything you got, any sort of comedy flexes you got to do that you were like, oh, I can't wait for people to see this?
I mean, pretty much every time Randall and I are on screen, we were improvising some. So, I'll just be excited for people to see some of that. One of our little improv runs ended in a hilarious way, and I'm excited for people to see Randall button this scene with saying that he's bisexual, that his character is bisexual, because I am so in love with the fact that came out of what we were doing, and the fact that the rest of us in the family just were kept eating. We know.
That's I love the things that you all just kind of do in this. You
Yeah.
are wild, just off the cuff. I love it, Rob. I love that we're getting to let it be more in film.
Yeah, me too. It's my whole deal, my whole background, and I love it.
And you're so fantastic at it.
Dude, thanks.
You're great. What do you think Brian is doing in 10 years from then? What is he like? Do you think he's adjusted?
Yeah, I think he's doing pretty good. I feel like we all have Brian inside of us. I do for sure. And I think probably he's learned some tools, and I think probably he's still raging out sometimes, and that's okay.
We all
Yeah, totally.
None of us know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Also, the real world sucks. You don't realize this when we have it.
Totally.
So,
Totally.
congratulations again.
Thanks.
I'm so excited for us to see this.
Awesome.
I love getting to chat about this film.
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad.
Yes, thank you so much. So first off, you're at South by Southwest. How does that feel?
It's so crazy, so surreal. It's my first ever film festival, and I'm so excited. Austin is stunning. Just so.
This is a perfect first-time film festival. This is my first-time film festival last year too, and it's just such a lovely time. And I've been telling everybody, South by is a very audience-forward film festival, and Ryan is a very audience-forward film. So this is going to be kind of the perfect venue.
Yeah, I feel like it's the perfect place to hear Brian. It feels really fitting. Right. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your character and, what drew you to her and what you're most excited for audiences to get to see.
I'm most excited for audiences to see how outrageous she is. How she says the thing that everyone's thinking, but maybe shouldn't be said out loud, but she says it anyway. Yeah, she's super fun and outrageous and a very cool girl. Yeah.
I love her. Honestly, she is who I wish I was when I was in high school.
Me fucking too. God, I wish I was not that cool. Not at all. I had a mullet, and it was.
Mullets are cool.
Mullets are cool. My mullet was not cool. My mullet was horrendous. Sorry.
No, I was a scene kid in high school. My hair was atrocious. It builds character. We have to go. That's the thing too I love about Brian is we all have a little bit of Brian in this. We all do not know what we're doing. We don't know where we're going. We're making a ton of bad decisions, but they strengthen us and they kind of like help to make us the people that we are today.
So true. I so agree.
So what do you think in 10 years your character is doing? What do you think she's like?
Oh, girl, she's definitely like either in politics or like she's either in politics or the CEO of like heading the cleanup of the oceans or like turning recycled t-shirts into like your tampons or something like that. Like, some high-powered position.
Absolutely. And like honestly, your character is one of the things I love about the more modern takes on coming of age. Because when I was growing up in my coming of age films, we didn't really have radical women. Like the women were all kind of the same thing, but it's like now we have characters like yours where she is like just a badass. How does that feel to get to be that character for the next generation of girls?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's so cool. It's really cool, and it really like struck me that Ashley's this like popular girl for all the right reasons. You know, she like says the bold thing that no one else is saying out loud, and people love her for it, even if it's maybe a little alienating at first. Like ultimately, she's a powerhouse, and then people love her for it. So yeah, it's very cool.
Well, you're fantastic in it. Everybody is so good. I absolutely can't wait for audiences to see this and get to experience Riot and all of that. Thank you so much. It was lovely to chat with you today.
Rachel, it was so nice.
It was so nice meeting you. You too.